I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. Gilbert is on his way, coming in on that amazing 10 freeway that gets just crazy on Fridays, but he should be here in a moment. I was not here last week, but Gilbert held it down, had a great, fantastic show, and I'm very happy that we had the guests that we had. I, on the other hand, I was in Baltimore at the Power Networking Conference, the PNC 2017, and I had an absolutely awesome, amazing time. I met all these incredible people that thought like I did, spoke like I did, were all about the African American community, all about creating an economic ecosystem within our communities to help us grow, to help our young people grow. It was just so many phenomenal things taking place at that conference. All I will tell you is next year, July 5th through the 8th, you want to be there. You want to sign up as early as possible. It is undescribable, the amount of contacts that are going on. It's all about networking. It's all about black people. It's all about our young people. It's all about creating legacy for our young people and creating businesses and starting businesses. And oh my gosh, the amount of wealth of knowledge that is being just dispensed out to everyone freely is priceless. It is absolutely priceless. So next year you want to be there. I made some great contacts. I met some people that actually live in Los Angeles, and I don't ever get to see them, but I spent an enormous amount of time with them there. We had Willie Jolly, he spoke. John Bryan was there. He was honored. Who else was there? Oh my gosh. Simon T. Bailey, if you guys have ever heard him speak. Dr. Terrence Cash, who's a billionaire. Michael Roberts, who's a billionaire out of Detroit. It was just awesome. It was just, we talk about black people not having any money and black people not having any power and black people, all the negative things that people think about us when it comes to business. I want to tell you that when you go there, all of that goes out the window, and you are just going, wow, who are all these people? For me, it's almost like these are people that are speaking the language that I've been speaking, but when I'm at home or when I'm not in the presence of people like that, I feel like I'm speaking a Swahili, and they're looking at me from planet Mars or somewhere. But there, they were all speaking my language. We were all having the same conversations. I just had I just tell you, sometimes it's very difficult to even explain it. And the funny thing was, I had friends that came that had heard me talk about it last year, and they came up to me afterwards going, Crystal, you are absolutely right. You just have to be here to experience it in order to understand and to really understand what the benefits are for going. So next year, the Power Networking Conference is from July 5th until the 8th. In 2018, and you have to be there. So actually, this weekend, I think you can sign up this weekend at the Lisa Initiative event that's taking place in Carson at the Carson Center tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. to noontime, and the cost is $40, I believe, as of right now. But again, you can go there, and Dr. George Frazier will be there. You can speak with him. And I met Dr. Frazier 30 years ago, and I am still in awe of him every time I meet him. I see him every year. He comes here 2 or 3 times a year, but just the wealth of knowledge that comes out of his mouth that he's willing to share and wants to share with people that look like you and I, it's just awesome. So if you have never met Dr. Frazier, then you need to go out tomorrow to the event that's being held. You can go on my Facebook page. You can go to Barbara Lindsay's Facebook page. You can go to Sold Out Connection. And our guest today, I think she will have some information because she's also part of the PNC Frazier Network group of people. And she's going to also share her experiences she's on the inside. She's on the inside of the group. So she can really share some great stuff with you. I'm on the peripherals, but I'm working my way into the inside. I done met the right people now, and I'm going to be smack dab in the middle of it next year. So you want to do that. The other thing that's been going on with me this week, so I flew to Baltimore last week, the day after. I flew all day, 4th of July, so I had no fireworks, I had no barbecue, I had none of that. I was on a plane. I was in the airport literally all day, and I didn't get my plane until the afternoon. I flew all night long, and I arrived in Baltimore on July 5th. So that was my whole 4th of July weekend. So I was there all week, and then I came home on Sunday, this past fun Sunday, and then I have been Monday, I started, and we're in the middle of our youth biz camp, our Nifty Biz Camp. And I want to tell you guys, we have 23 children, young people, from the age of 11 to the age of 18. And these kids are absolutely brilliant. And they're learning how to start their own business. They had to create a business from start. We are creating a business that is going to solve a problem or solution that American Airlines has. That's who's sponsoring the program, along with FedEx, and it's being hosted at the Los Angeles Urban League. I'm one of the certified teachers. Rhonda Santaford is a certified teacher, and Bonnie Thomas, she's our logistics extraordinaire. She's so the three of us are just doing this incredible job. Nifty, which stands for Network for Teaching Entrepreneurs, and this is for our kids. Miss Kim Smalls and Kenny Turner, they're representing Nifty, and we are just so honored to be in the presence of these young people. And I told them today, we had a sale day today. They did very well. We went down to the alley on Monday, and they bought products and earrings and jewelry and fans, and today they had their marketing branding signs up, and they sold for the last 2 hours to everyone in the building. And I came away with probably about $120 worth of product from them. So they sold me. And I told them that I would shout out each one of their names, and we would see that. They would see it next week when we come back to class. So my students, and I am just so honored to be in their presence. We have Alani, we have Hannah, we have Timothy, we have Carolina, we have Cheyenne, Farron, Jordan, India, Miracle, Nadia, Daryl, Amina, Ayo, Anthony, Cleo, Revelin, Jacob, April, Brooklyn, Amir, Alonzo, Linda, and Christopher. Those are my students. And next week on Friday, you are all welcome to their graduation. They're going to pitch their business next Friday afternoon from 2 to 4. And they're going to pitch their business, and one of them is going to be the winner of $750 for the first prize of Best Business Idea and Best Business Pitch, and then our second and third place prize. So we're really excited. I know that they're going to do an incredible job, and so you guys are definitely welcome. We're over at the Los Angeles Urban League at 4401 South Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles, on the second floor, Suite 201. So we'd love to have you. So we're going to take my co-host is here. He's sitting over here watching. So I haven't seen him in about a week and a half. So we want to bring him on in so he and I can kind of chit-chat before we bring on our guests. So we're going to do that. See you shortly.
Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
And we are back, and my co-host, Mr. Gilbert Buchanan, is here.
Oh, yeah. I'm here in the studio. How are you doing, my co-host?
I am fine. I missed you last week.
I miss you, too. I miss you. I'm here. I'm going, where's Crystal?
I know, huh? But you held it down like I do when you're not here. So that's why it's two of us.
That's right. We had a stand-in. We had Calvin last week, so he helped us out a little bit. So
okay. And I watched a little bit of the show. I'm going to watch more of it this weekend.
Oh, yeah. It was a great show.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great show.
It was a great show. Wait until you get to the hypnosis. Well, actually, the first part of that, we had Dr. Bill Riddleford on. Mm-hmm. Oh, phenomenal. So you and I were going to team up with him, and he's doing this campaign where he goes around to barbershops and teach them about their health, diabetes, those types of things, what they need to do in order to stay healthy.
Okay.
And it was just so amazing. I think he targeted like 8,000 barbershops.
Oh, wow. I think the very first year that I was the co-director of Recycle Black Dollars, we honored him.
Yes.
We did
He mentioned that too.
Yeah, we honored him.
Yes.
And actually, we honored many people that were in the health industry.
Yeah.
And he was pretty unique. So, yeah, he deals with diabetes and foot care, and which is a real problem for a lot of diabetics.
Right.
And they don't heal fast. So, yeah, he's a really pretty amazing guy. I'm sorry I wasn't here for him. He
was phenomenal. And then after he did his thing, and we had another guest, Frank Banyos, and he was talking about hypnosis, and he was talking about dream therapy.
Okay. Wow, that should have been a lot of fun. That's my kind of stuff.
Oh, I like that kind of stuff. He interprets your dream. And he also did, what did he do? There are 3 things he did. He did the hypnosis. Handwriting
that's
analysis.
Good. So that's what they use in investigations and sometimes to find out criminal behavior.
Oh, yes, and their tendencies.
Oh, okay.
So it was amazing. We had a great show. So I tell him that we're going to invite him back on because we had a lot of requests. A lot of people were saying, hey, I love what what was going on there. So let's have him back. So
Okay, well, we certainly will do that.
Yes.
Well, that's great.
So tell me about Mr. Frazier.
Oh, wow. George is just phenomenal. He's been, like I said, I've known him for about 30 years.
Yes.
I got involved, the first time I was introduced to him, he'd written a book called Success Runs in Our Race.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just such a phenomenal book. And actually, people that I had met at the conference this year, that is why a lot of them were at the conference, because at some point in time, all over the world, this is just not in the United States,
right.
all over the world, someone had read that book.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an opportunity. William Byer, who is a film director and and producer and executive director, he's going to be my new mentor.
Oh, very good.
And so a young man who is from Nigeria, he was interviewing him, so he let me do the interview.
Oh, great.
So I interviewed Mr. Linus Oki. I think it's Oki.
Yeah.
And Oki.
Okori.
And he is out of Igbo, Nigeria, and he's starting an African Leadership Center, and it's going to be in Washington D.C.
Wow.
So I interviewed him, and that's what he said.
Yeah.
He first found out about Dr. Frazier through reading Success Runs in Our Race.
That's
and
great.
He was just blown away. Reached out, called Dr. Frazier, and told him he wanted to talk to him. They had a conversation after some back and forth.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he was at the conference. So he came from Nigeria.
That's amazing.
There were people there from Zimbabwe. I met somebody from South Africa and Canada and the Caribbean, the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So these were people all over the world
That is great.
were there for just and then the speakers, Gilbert, I tell you.
Phenomenal, huh?
Just the information, just to sit in the room with people who have made $1 million off an idea that they sold, and they're just down to earth as you and I, and willing to share how they did it and their advice, and it's just from every topic under the sun.
Right.
Next year, we're going to have to be there.
I definitely want to be there next year,
Yeah.
and I'd love to be a speaker next year. So whatever I need to do, I'm going to have to do it to get in there.
Right. And you know what? It's amazing because we're up at 7 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And I actually, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I even got up at 6 o'clock in the morning so I could do the exercise, because it's for mind, body, spirit. And so we did an exercise at 7 o'clock in the morning, ran around the perimeter in the facilities.
Wow.
Then came back, showered. You barely even have time to eat.
I
you
hear
literally
that.
have time. So the only time you really dedicated a full hour to eat is when we had the dinner and the lunch.
Wow.
That was actually part of the program, but it's working.
Then when you do that, is it done in a group setting?
You're in a big ballroom.
So you get to interface with
You
other
get the
people.
interface, and you have people at the table. But this year I kind of liked it because it did give us, I don't know if it was intentional, but you had a little bit more time in between the workshops, and they have what they call the Power Network, Power Talks.
Oh.
So they're like 17 and a half minute, like TED Talk conversations.
Yeah.
And so speakers are coming up doing their 17
That's
minutes.
great.
And then you can go into the workshops later on, and they expand on it for an hour or 2 hours.
I like that.
But it goes from 7 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. Run out all kind and you're back up. But you're so energized.
Yeah.
And there was one part that was just, I was in the bar, we were in the lounge, and we were talking. Now, there are a lot of young people, new millennials that are just, and then the young adults from the age of 16 to 25, if they are with a parent, that a paid parent, then they come for free.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
See,
and
we got to start teaching them early.
yeah.
We weren't taught early.
Right.
We had to learn the hard way, get a few bumps and bruises, we can't let the younger generation go through what we
And that's one of the initiatives and philosophies that George has is that we got to create legacy for our young people. So
I like that.
And they have an auction where they're raising. So Jerry Foster, who's this the LA guru of branding, he's been doing it for a long time. He puts on his red auctioneer jacket and he goes to work. So he was raised $38,000.
So was he doing the lingo? 35, 40,
right, exactly.
40, 15.
Yes, that's what he was
sold.
So when they tell you black people don't have money, that is truly not true. Because I watched it happen.
It's a myth.
It's a myth. They were pulling out checkbooks and going to the back of the room and securing boot camps and all kinds of stuff. So that's a myth. And so the kids were there. They had the young people come up. Ardina, you know Ardina Brooks, right?
Yes.
Her son got up there.
She's supposed to be on the show today, right?
She's had to have some minor surgery, so she's not going to come. She's going to be here the next time.
Okay.
But her grandson got out there and did his thing on the stage.
Yeah, what did he do?
He's a dancer. His mom is a dancer.
Oh, yeah?
His mom's actually a choreographer for Disney.
So Ardina, the grandson?
The grandson.
Ardina?
Dardina's an artist. It just runs through there.
She has a grandson?
She has a grandson.
She doesn't look old enough to have a grandson.
Have you met her mother?
Yes.
Her mother is like 80.
Too.
Yeah, Mom, I told her mother, I said, you look younger and younger every time I see you, man. You almost look younger than your daughter.
I know.
Yeah,
man,
she has a grandson.
Ardina's got a grandson?
He's like 16. She had a whole lot of them, actually.
Holy moly.
And he got up on that stage, and when he came down, all you could do is give him a high five.
I hear that.
He was awesome. So his mom is actually a choreographer. She actually learned how to dance at Lula Washington over here on Crenshaw.
Yeah.
But she is the choreographer at Disneyland.
Yeah, wow.
And so he got her talent.
That's good.
Because he just tore down the house. We were all standing up and cheering for him.
We might be paying someday to watch him in Vegas.
Right, exactly. So that was really, it's really hard to describe the experience.
I'm glad you went.
Yeah, I am.
I know you made a lot of connections.
I did. I came home, so now I haven't had time to do my return. I mean, I've had a couple of them. Some of them have just called me, thank God. I am so happy you guys called me.
See, this is when you need a personal assistant.
You do, because you can't get to it, man.
You can't.
Because I jumped off the plane, slept for a few minutes. It felt like a few minutes, and then the next day I'm in the classroom with 24 kids.
Telling you, man.
And I'm the one doing the teaching. I'm on my feet.
The teaching, the coaching, everything.
Right. So we're 8-hour class from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock. So I'm teaching on my feet. I was like, my feet hurt, everything hurts. I went to Zumba the other day and my feet felt like they were on fire. It's because I had been standing on my feet all day. But the kids are great. They're so smart. From the youngest one in the room to the oldest one in the room. Wow. So it's been very impressive.
Sound like you had about 16 or 19 kids?
We have 20. Well, we had 24, but we have 23 now.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So next week we're going to Sandra's place. We're doing the virtual reality. One of the groups that are there, and then we're leaving there and going to the airline. I think it's the airport or the airlines museum. And so we're going to take them over there. They're going to eat there. And then we're going to come back. And then after that, they are deep into creating completing their business plan.
Well, what we need to do is follow up with them like a year after, 6 months in a year. Like the group you did last year. We should be following up with them right now to see how they're doing because they had some great ideas. Right.
Most of them didn't move forward with it because there's nowhere else for them to go.
Yeah, see, that's it. We got to create a channel for them.
But there's no other channel. After they leave the Nifty program and they do our camp, if there's no class at their schools.
See, that's disenchanting for them.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, we got to create something so they can move on.
Yeah, that's what I
It's like them finishing high school and that's it. You can't go to college. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to create something because these kids, they've got great ideas and then they were all energized about it and then only to know that they're going to hit a dead end.
Mm-hmm. Now, the young lady that won Diamond, she actually is working on a deal with Forever 21.
Good.
Yeah, so she's got something on, but the other two, nothing else took place of it. So we do. Well, we need to be creating more entrepreneurs. Yeah. So we got to figure out what that looks like. It's not happening at their schools. Dorsey had it. But here's the thing with the Nifty program. Amazing program. The teachers are certified. If the teacher leaves, they don't have a back. There's no one else that's going to step in place.
So they need backups. They
need to have certified 2 teachers in the event that one leaves, so the program can. So it's not like the school is certified, just the teacher. And then once that teacher leaves, the program's gone.
Sound like they need some grant funding.
Yeah, it does. Or maybe we just need an academy.
She's got an idea.
So yes, maybe we need an mini entrepreneur. We doing charter schools all over the place.
Yes.
PraiserNet. Just take them to PraiserNet.
Okay, we'll take it to PraiserNet. So while we're doing that, we might as well introduce our guest. She has input. But yeah, that needs to be something that we business and new ideas come from entrepreneurship.
For sure.
And we need our people not to be falling into entrepreneurship, into falling into business.
Right.
That's why you and I are having to go back in and repair.
Exactly.
Because if we teach them how it should be done in the beginning and we start them very, very early on, we will have a new crop of entrepreneurs every year, and we'll just keep growing. And our kids, I was telling the kids yesterday, I was doing marketing and demographics, right? And I told them at their age, the what do they call it? Generation Zs, they don't know anything else but technology.
Yeah,
they have never seen anything outside of technology. So those are the kids that should be in tech. And if you teach them how to code and do what Jasandra is doing, and they create these gig type businesses, because that's the new wave. I mean, the Ubers and the Lyfts, and they position it so somebody is buying it from them, like Dr. Cash. Then we're doing some things in our community.
Collaborative business.
Right, exactly. So we're going to introduce our guest.
Sure, let's do that, because our break is on the other side of next 15 minutes. So
right, exactly. So we are very honored, and I just spent last week with her as well. Ms. Linda Morgan, founder of Living Legend Foundation. In 7 years, avid jazz promoter Linda Morgan has carved a niche in the Los Angeles community among jazz fans by lauding more than 129 jazz artists, programmers, and artists are at the Los Angeles-based Living Legend Jazz Series, now titled Jazzbration, and Jazz Vespers at the site. Ms. Morgan founded the Living Legend Foundation with the purpose of honoring jazz and blues legends and educating them about the importance of legacy protection and preservation. Ms. Linda, we are so proud to have you here, pleased to have you here. Now, let me tell you, I have seen her around for years and years and years and years and years, and I never knew what she did. She never told us.
She never told us.
I met her in the Fraser Network environment, and I'm thinking, and one day we were at PNC last year, and she told me what she did. I went, did I not know this? Why didn't I not know this? Does anybody I know this? So she was keeping it secret, but this year she came out big and bold.
Well, welcome to the Business Zone.
Welcome.
Linda.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I look forward to just diving in and telling you all about it.
So what is the Jazz Living Legend Foundation all about?
Well, I started this about 7 years ago, and it came out of a conversation around legacy protection. And actually a friend's legacy was actually trying to be stolen, if you will, right before our eyes. And it opened our eyes to start thinking about, well, how many other people is this happening to? What is happening? And so I consulted with a gentleman who's no longer with us, Buddy Collette. He's a saxophonist who helped integrate the Musicians Union. And I just started talking to him about it, and my heart just started swelling up about the fact that as I started Googling their names, somebody else owned their names.
What?
Their actual names, Buddy Collette, somebody owned it, and they had a website up, and they were selling books.
Wow.
There's so many that I can name them one by one.
Wow.
And it just brought me to a point of where I need to talk about this. I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
So I started, and we put together a panel discussion. First in 2010, we did it at Marla Gibbs at the Regency West here in Leimert Park. And it was a series where at first I just wanted to bring people together to talk about legacy protection.
Yeah.
How can you protect your family? This gem who the world doesn't know about maybe, but they have performed all over the world. They performed with the Miles Davises and the Duke Ellingtons and the Coltranes, and who are no longer here with us. But nobody knows about them and their legacies.
Right.
And people literally are taking their legacy and making a fortune from it. And they didn't know about it.
Right.
And so when I came across that Buddy Collette's name was, being used by some guy selling books, I became actionary. And so I brought together these panels of discussions, and we talked about the status of jazz. What's the status of jazz, and how do you protect the legacies?
Yeah.
And from that 2010, now here into 2017, I've actually honored 127 jazz and blues legends around this topic of legacy preservation. I got away from really talking about the legacy preservation part because it became a big party for me in honoring and celebrating them.
Right.
And so me doing that work every month of celebrating them kind of pushed me to the side of actually talking about the legacy preservation part. But that's the most important part of it. And then I used to... when I Googled their names, of course, a lot of them are seniors. So they have no internet presence.
Oh.
No one has built that internet presence for them because, of course, the internet wasn't even around when they were doing their thing.
Right, exactly.
And so by doing the shows, when people get the cards, they don't know who they are. But they'd have to Google them now.
Right.
And so all that Googling generates search engine optimization for them.
Beautiful.
And that's what's helped me to really just the legacy part of it. Even if I don't talk about it in my shows anymore, I know that people get these cards and they say, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And then they start Googling them. And then when they come to the show and they hear them perform and they hear them their music, then we're preserving our legacy of keeping jazz alive in the hearts of our generation. I'm 55, and our generation is kind of lost when it comes to straight ahead jazz.
That's true.
I only
I agree.
honor and represent those in the straight ahead jazz community. There is smooth jazz and there's other genres, but I strictly deal with straight ahead.
Right.
Because they are the roots who produce the fruits.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow.
That.
So how would someone else use someone else's name and all their music and...
It is so easy with the invention of the internet. I literally, and this is something that people used to joke with me about, I had a $25,000 GoDaddy credit card where I literally, intellectual property, your name is considered intellectual property.
Right, exactly.
So if you don't own crystalmitchell.com and I own crystalmitchell.com, I can erect a website, go on there, send it all over the world and say, I need money for Crystal.
Really?
You won't know it because it's being circulated all over the world. And people are sending me money into this back account, and I'm collecting it on your behalf. So now think of somebody like Marla Gibbs.
Right.
When I honored her in 2012, I believe it was, someone had her domain name. And I literally introduced her to an attorney, and lo and behold, years later, she now owns her own domain back.
And she was pretty famous. I mean, I know she's had her moments, where, she was in the limelight, then she wasn't in the limelight. But wow, that's pretty
amazing.
And it's
amazing,
something that they don't think about.
Yeah.
We don't think about our legacy.
That's true.
In the sense that our name...
We're thinking if it's our name, then we own it. And most of the times we don't own it.
Correct.
Wow.
And as simple as $9 a year to own yourname.com, yourname.net, yourname.org. Those three are the combination that you want to maintain. And so back to this $25,000 credit card. So as I started honoring all these legends, I would see, wow, their names is out there. It's not protected. And so I would buy it for them and tell them, I have your name for you. Whenever you want it, whenever your family needs it, whenever you want to do something for it, you wreck your own website, here it is.
That's
To this day, I own Abby Lincoln. Most people don't even know the name Abby Lincoln. AbbyLincoln.com.net. I wish her family see this show and reach out to me, because I've been paying for those domains for years. I bought them on my birthday, July 31st, and they're due to come up again July 31st. So every July, it reminds me that her legacy of just her name, I own that. So, and to protect it so nobody could just go onto the internet. She's been long gone, but nobody can go on the internet with her name and erect a website and start collecting money on it.
So how do you do that? Do you put a block on there, or how do you do it?
I purchase it. I take it out of what I call domain hell.
No, I mean
on the internet.
I mean when
through GoDaddy.
Oh, through GoDaddy.
Any registrar.
So you're just buying the domain and then preserving it for them, so someone else can't use it to make money off of it. Does that mean? Which would obviously mean that they hadn't copywritten their music, so they could actually take excerpt from a record or whatever, and then put it up on YouTube and start making money off of it and selling. And that's kind of interesting you said that, because I think I saw on the news yesterday that someone found some unproduced music from Michael Jackson,
exactly,
right? And they bought it. It's called the Bible or something. They bought it, but they can't replay it for anybody because he actually has all of his music copywritten.
And Quincy Jones is now suing his estate for back royalties. I just saw that in the news.
Yeah. Wow.
So you have to be mindful, and the musicians and the artists, when they were coming up in their heyday, this wasn't something that was on their minds.
Right.
They just was playing the music, doing the things, and they had managers, lawyers, contracts that were handling the contracts for them. So they didn't even know that. And to this day, a lot of them still are not really that concerned about it.
Because those are the musicians that were in it because they love music. So if they could just go jam somewhere in a bar, whether somebody at that time, it would have been a different kind of recording system, but they weren't really thinking like our new today musicians do. Everything, every lyric, every hum, every lick, every loop, everything. We need to be. Hey, we got copyright. Don't be taking that. Don't be photographing me, right?
Just like with attorneys, when they talk to you, they said, "Is this billable?"
Correct.
Everything is it billable? Because if it's not billable, they have no time to waste with you.
Right. But back in the day, if I was a musician, I'm just happy that I got a crowd of people that I can play for, and they're cheering me on, right? Especially jazz. Jazz is unlike any probably other genre. Is that they just happy that a bunch of folks got together and brought their instruments, and we just having a good time. We're not thinking about the money part or the legacy part.
Just having fun.
But it's so funny, Linda, because there's so many other, when we think about our culture, and that's something that we talked about a lot this weekend in different clusters of people, is that I was talking to what's his name? I think his name is Bob Lott. He's a film guy, a film producer out of documentaries out of Philadelphia. These are the kind of people I was having conversations with, people that you would think were very unapproachable. And we're having this conversation, and he just did a documentary, I think it's called The Renaissance, on the athletes that went to the Olympics with Jesse Owens. And we were having that conversation, and I was saying, when you think about that, I play tennis. There are a number of legends that have done some incredible things, broke color line. They may not have gone pro like Venus or Serena or Arthur Ashe or Thea Gibson, but they did some incredible things for the sport of tennis. The same thing for golf. And there were other golfers besides Tiger Woods. In fact, this guy named LaCosta, he played golf and tennis, and he created, the guy with with the Lacoste shirt with the little alligator. He was a black guy. He was actually from Algiers.
Wow.
And so he did the tennis ball machine. He did the golf cart. He did the this and that. And these are things that we don't even think about, right? Look how many probably current today music is based upon a jazz musician that was just in a club just doing his thing, and then it wrote it down, and then somebody else heard it, and maybe it went through their family, but it wasn't theirs originally. And we really do need to document our history. It's more about us than just slavery.
Yes, yes.
That is our legacy.
So I think Linda's doing a great job.
Right.
Doing a great job with that.
Even in your country, in Jamaica, I mean, look, Bob Marley was not the only reggae musician or talent that came out of Jamaica, but that's the one we know about.
That's the one
we only know about the Marley family, but how many others came out of it?
There's so many more. I've got songs right now that I haven't received a penny for on the internet. Songs right now. If you go to Google and you put my name in there, my show name is Gilly Buchanan. You put that on there, you'll see at least 3 or 4 songs pop up. I haven't received a cent for any of those.
Wow.
And they're on a label in New York. They're being sold in record stores in New York right now. So I've approached attorneys before, and some of them give me beat around the bush circle type deal. But I really want to find an attorney who's worth his shirt.
Peter Marks.
We're gonna do, because I know it sells a lot, because when the song was first released, the producer told me that it went on the top 20 chart in Japan.
Oh.
Okay. I have another song that was on the top 20 in England.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. I got a celebrity co-host.
Just think about the money that is out there.
Yeah.
And your legacy around those songs.
Oh, yeah.
So your children's
that's what I'm talking about.
Should be in on collecting that money.
Right.
And that's the beauty of, just the celebration, which I trademarked, Jazzabration.
Yeah.
It's a jazz celebration.
Right.
And that's just to get us together and, to honor them and give them their flowers while they're here.
Right.
But the importance of it all is for us to come together and know to pass this on to the next generation. Because my son, my daughter don't have a clue about jazz unless I introduce it to them. So each generation has to help in introducing the legends to the other generation.
Right, exactly. That's why it's important. And jazz is the core of even the hip hop that they listen to.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the beginning of music.
Think about the roots, grandmama and grandpapa, gospel, blues, and jazz.
Right,
that's the family structures there.
That is true. I see we're at the halfway mark of the hour right now, so we're going to go ahead, Crystal, and we're going to take a break. We have Linda on our show. Linda is a jazz legend, and she's sharing her expertise and resources with us. And for those of you who are in the entertainment business and you're trying to figure out where to go, how to do what you do, you might want to give us a call here and speak to Linda. Our phone number is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. And we're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert, and we're going to take a break.
Be right back.
Okay.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
We are back. Welcome back to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and we're having a very lively conversation with Miss Linda Morgan, the jazz lady who is out there protecting or helping some of our jazz legends protect their material and their hard work and their passion. And it just takes everybody to. You can create a business out of anything, can't you? And you just have to have a passion and a desire. You have to recognize that there's a problem that needs to be solved and you have a solution. And I just think it's amazing because a lot of people wouldn't think, okay, one of the first steps that I need to do is to protect their name. So let me go out and buy their domains. Yeah. So that's the first step. Yeah. It's actionable.
And I'm going to give you a liver, even a more better example. Mike Roberts, right? Mm-hmm. We know Mike Roberts is a billionaire.
Right.
I met him at the Power Networking Conference 5 years ago. His book, he talked about his book, Action Has No Season. In the book, he coined the frame actionnaires. Something came out to me, that's not protected. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, I go to GoDaddy, and it's not protected. So I buy them. Mm-hmm. I own till this day, and let me tell you how fast forward this is. I own his intellectual property, actionnaires.com.net.org. Mm-hmm. I own all 6 of them. Wow. Singular and plural. Yeah. So I've been, going to the conference now for 9-10 years, and when I bought the domains, I told them every year, I said, what are we going to do with these? Yeah. I own them. Yeah. We're going to have to do something. It wasn't until this year at the conference that we actually have started and working with those domains. So if you go to actionnaires.com now and sign up that you want to get some information, we actually have some serious Bitcoin. Remember the Bitcoin conversation we had in currency, cryptocurrency? It's something that we don't even have a clue about. Mm-hmm. But this brother is going to bring it to our community and let us in on this multi-million-dollar platforms that is coming out around currency. So if you want to be involved in that, actionnaires.com and sign up, and we're going to get some information out to you. That's great. But it took me literally owning his intellectual property in order to consider doing this, having this collaborative relationship with him. And he is all over the place, in terms of business, his Riverwalk hotels, and just to think that he himself had not protected his own coined term that he was promoting in his book. So I say this to everybody. I just do it in jazz, but think outside the box. And in any area, you think about protecting your legacy. Yes, I music, agree. Dance, whatever it is. I agree. If you put an idea out there in the space, before you tell anybody, you go to GoDaddy and say, let me buy the domain first. Yes. That's just one part of it, is protecting the domains. That's just so nobody can, erect a site and put it up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because as soon as somebody dies, you know how the spirit of people come out, want to help. The spirit of help. Oh, I'm going to put up this website and do a GoFundMe and this crowdfunding stuff that's all out there. And the next thing you know, they got millions of dollars in the name of somebody who's dead, and the family don't even know what's... How did they do that?
Yeah,
because they were able to purchase their name as a domain name, so it's readily people going to think, oh, this is legit, because it's their name.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And if the family don't know, it is hard for them to recoup. They'd have to have an attorney and go after all that. And I just say, do it up front.
Yeah.
Protect the names now. If you have a famous person in your family and they have not thought about protecting their name, then the generations underneath them, you need to help them to protect it, because they're still in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. They're not thinking about this internet stuff. They don't half of them don't even want to go on a computer. Don't even talk to them about a computer. But the families have to be the ones to take it on.
Yes.
And we have to be the ones to help protect our legacies.
That's true.
So I just thought about, in all this work that I've been doing, I had to take a step back myself and start thinking, are you protecting your own legacy?
And that's a billionaire. So you would think, even if he didn't think about it, somebody in his core group would have thought about it. That everything. So we just make assumptions, right? And the Bitcoin, and that was one of the things about the PNC conference. You're not just getting your typical type of workshops and scenarios and seminars. You're being introduced to stuff that you've heard about in magazines and not quite sure about, but you have people that are helping you get more knowledge about it, and then you can go away and do your research and or contract them to coach you on it. So we're exposed to all kinds of amazing things.
What George has created for us is invaluable. Most people don't get it when you go the first year, and you have to really have a purpose when you go. And that's one of the things I tell George about, because I know he's here this weekend. But people, they go the first year, you are totally overwhelmed with the amount of information that you are given. If you don't go with a focus that you're going to stay in your lane, and this is who you want to meet, and this is who you're going to connect with, you will miss it. And you'll miss the opportunity, because you'll be jumping around from class to class because there's so much great information that you've never heard, that you miss your opportunity to power network.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because some of our listeners out there, they're probably wondering, how do I do this? How do I position myself to gain access to some of these opportunities? But they've got to come with a strategy. And with that strategy, they can garner and glean the type of information they need, take it back with them, and put it to use.
Absolutely. You got to have a plan and a focus when you go to the Power Networking Conference alone. Just because that's what it's all about, power networking. You don't get to sit at the table with a billionaire every day, and a billionaire who on speed dial. I could call them, and they like, how can you just call him like I was on the phone? I said, because I built this relationship with him through this Power Networking Conference. And it didn't just come overnight, No, it took years. Here it is 5 years later that we have this collaboration.
That's amazing.
And you actually have, and this happened to me. So when I first met Mr. Lott, I was introduced to him by John Brown, right? And we were just having a conversation, and it was in passing. He's like, Crystal, have you met Bob Lott? Bob Lott. And I was like, no, I haven't. He's out of Philadelphia. He's a film producer. I was like, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. And that was kind of the end of it, right? And I made and John is so funny, so I made a little joke about something, and I was going on about my business, right? So then I was in the seminar supporting Elsie Green and John Brown, and they had said something, and it was a young man asked a question, and we have to be, when young people are in the room, we have to definitely be able to engage so we can help them in their understanding of what needs to happen in our communities, right? So he asked the question was, why is it that the Asian community doesn't get the same blatant racial pushback that we do, because they're actually in a position where they're really gaining momentum, where we still are kind of like, many years away from really being a competitor or being a real threat for white America, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of answered the question and went around it a little bit, and then I could see that the young guy hadn't gotten his answer. So I went, So then somebody else brought it back to John, and he kind of went around it a little bit, and the young man still wasn't getting his answer. So finally I said, can I interject here? And I said that. So when I said what I said about African Americans and how we were actually white America's economic base, that was how they made money off of us for free. And of course you want to make America great again if you're not paying any payroll taxes, right? And of course you want to get us back in a situation where we are making you all this money, 25, billions and billions of dollars. Bob went, what? After it was all over, he said, I don't need your card. I need to put you in my phone. Mm-hmm. So you get to have this conversation with somebody that you would not normally be able to have, or it would take you a while to be able to get to a place where you can build a relationship. But that's the expectation when you go to Power Network, is that we want you to meet the people to expand your circle, to expand your level of knowledge. And I guess what I like best about it, and you may have, a lot of times Gilbert and I, or if you're an expert at what you do, or at least very knowledgeable, generally in that space you're like the brain trust, right? Mm-hmm. But you don't really get a lot back from it when you're interacting with people when you're in that space. You have to go away. And when you go into a room, there are people that know 4 or 5 times more than I do. Now I can benefit. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of time in a lot of groups, I can't benefit with the information because I already have it, or I'm already teaching about it. And we're teaching the same exact thing. Mm-hmm. And so you're not expanding when you're in a room with the people and we all know the same thing, right?
Yeah, George always say you can't be the smartest one in the
room, right? You don't want to be the smartest one in the room. You want to go to another room where there's people like are brilliant, right? Because then you're getting some stuff for you. You're getting some knowledge or some information that's like, I did not know that. Like the Bitcoin, I know nothing about the Bitcoin. I am very intrigued about the Bitcoin, but I don't even know where to start.
I'm about to turn my 16-year-old on it.
Okay.
He is going to research it. He's going to have his teachers researching it. He's going to find out all the information for me so that I can be up on it.
Right.
Because I haven't a clue. But I'm looking forward to making millions with it.
Yeah.
See, one of the things with Bitcoin, and I'm sure you've all heard this recently, these are hackers who hack into your computers, and then they take over your information, and then they tell you that in order to get back your information, you're going to have to pay through Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is equivalent to like $1 would be $1 would be equal to like 5 Bitcoin dollars or so. Okay. So it's valued a little more than the regular dollar.
And is it real money, or
no, it's electronic codes.
Electronic codes.
Yeah.
So how do you that's the part that I don't quite get. So if I paid you
some Bitcoin dollars. So they give you a code and say upload your money in this account and using this code. And based on that.
Yeah, and it's serious.
It's serious stuff.
What Mike shared with us a little bit about it, this is going to revolutionize banking.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so transparent. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why 22 countries have adopted it. Mm-hmm. 22 countries was in a room and adopted this because it's so transparent. And how he explained how it works is that you see the data. Everybody sees the data at the same time. Mm-hmm. So if you put some money in an account, everybody sees the movement of that money. You buy a house, you're the first owner. Somebody else tries to say someone else owns that house. The data is there and it's transparent. So nobody can wash over information. So it is going to revolutionize the world.
But it will not. It's not cash,
It is not cash.
and so you won't be able to go to the bank and pull it out.
No,
But
and it's going to practically eliminate banking
Yeah.
because you
But-
won't have a need for an ATM card.
Yeah.
Everything will be done from your
Yeah.
phone, which is going to eliminate us if we don't understand all of this because we're not into technology.
Right.
So by him being, an African American man in this space, he's bringing it back to us and saying, no, I'm going to help empower my community and have them to have this information as well. Just like he's done with all his properties. In Detroit, he took that old dilapidated big building on the Riverwalk and turned that into a concert convention hotel.
That's great.
In Detroit, when everybody else is running away from Detroit, he's still investing in Detroit.
Yeah.
So he's a type of person that wants to make sure that we are in the loop on all these kind of different conversations from high level to wherever.
And he definitely, because when they were doing the auction, and he was the one that was being auctioned, he was going to coach you for, I guess, a full day with Mike Roberts. This young woman stood up and said, right off the bat, $10,000. Like, wow. We're like, wow. $10,000. That's what it was worth to her.
Yeah.
Right, because she knows he's going to help her make that back 3 or 4 times, so that your investment, your return on your investment is much far greater than what you invest in there. And then that money is to help them to bring students to the conference. So it's a great thing. I've been a part of it. Like she was joking when she said, "I'm on the inside and she on the periphery."
Yeah, she on the inside, man. She right smack all up in the center.
And see, the thing with the Bitcoin also, what they do is, you don't have to, like she's saying, you don't have to travel around with credit cards or cash or anything. You just have those codes.
So if you were going to buy a house, you would use this code, and then it would transfer the money to whoever's
account.
selling the home, right?
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
On everything.
Yeah.
So just think about when you think about just how things have transpired from just something as simple as a CD player to CD to 8-track, just how things progress.
Yeah. And if you even want to go back to VCR,
Right.
That's back in the 80s. So you had the VCR, and they were doing a thing on the 80s last week on CNN. It would be great if you guys can watch it. I think this weekend they're going to do it on the 90s.
Oh, and where is this?
On CNN.
On CNN?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So check it out. I learned some very valuable things about the 80s and Bitcoin and.
It was back there?
No, but they're showing the evolution of
different products.
VCRs to the discs to the CD. You remember the big old disc? Then from that to CDs. Then from CDs to DVDs.
How technology just takes
changed.
Yeah, and then now they're moving away from the DVDs into the digital realm right now.
Exactly.
So they're saying it's the same thing with Bitcoin. They're saying
Somebody calling? Oh, okay. She said somebody's calling.
all right.
Hello. This is who's calling, please?
Hi, this is Latrice Lawrence. I'm a gospel and soul singer, and I'm also the music director at Morningside UCC.
Welcome, Latrice Lawrence. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm calling in to support my friend Linda Morgan.
I'm glad you're supporting her, and I would love you to support us every week too. So I don't want you to call just today. You got to call next week and the week after.
And tell everybody about the Business Zone.
All right.
Yes.
So did you have a question for Linda, or are you just calling to support Miss Linda and all the wonderful things that she's doing out there?
I'm just calling and supporting her. She's a wonderful jazz preservationist, and she has several businesses, and she's one of the busiest women that I've ever met in my life.
That's good.
Aside from me.
Has she inspired you, Latrice?
Yeah, she has, and I try my best not to fall out and faint myself, because I'm right now. I'm an artist, so I'm just running right now.
Good.
But I wanted to support her and tell her that we love her at Morningside, and we support her jazzabrations and all her wonderful endeavors.
Excellent.
Thank you, Latrice. She is our music director.
Director.
Yes.
Oh,
Y'all
that's
have
beautiful.
to, sometimes I go live at church on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And that's who you hear.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Latrice, can I
Yes.
call you L&L?
You know, that's funny because a friend of mine calls me that. It's really funny. Yeah. And so Monday, I'm going to be on 1580 AM radio in Pasadena
All right.
at 10 p.m. And they're going to, for the first time, let everybody hear congratulations. It's a remake of the Vesta Williams congratulations.
Okay.
Oh, my
Great.
God, yes.
So 1580?
Yeah, 1580 AM.
That's beautiful.
Okay, we'll have
That's
to check
beautiful.
you out. Well, we're so pleased. And Miss Linda is definitely very special. You know,
Yes, she is.
It's amazing when you have those of us in the community that we, you know, a lot of times we do what we do and we never get our honor or our accolades. And so it's nice when our friends and family recognize it and do it publicly, because sometimes we work hard. We in the trenches, man, doing our
Yes.
thing, and not for the accolade, but it's nice to receive it nevertheless.
Well, yeah, that's what I love about her. I mean, she really is a serious jazz preservationist. She is. And she really, really honors these people that are amazing. I mean,
Right.
they've performed with Count Basie, Duke Ellington. They're historic.
That's
and, you know, and she keeps the dream alive, and everyone knows her. And I'm just like, how does she know all these people that I know?
Right.
She's the most known woman.
Well, you know, Latrice, she needs a lot of help. So if you can muster up some volunteers and assistants to help her out to carry out this mission.
I
know?
sure would. You know what? I need some help too. But she definitely does. She definitely. I must agree. She
I
needs
love
some
my
help.
family at Morningside because they are there assisting me. Of the 7 years that I've been doing this
Yeah.
work, this is the
Yeah.
first time that I have a little board. We talk. We meet every month.
Yeah.
And they are there in the trenches with me. My First Lady, Bonnie, I know you're trying to figure out how to get on this show, First Lady. But you have to call the number that is on the Facebook.
And she's so cute because she will do it
I
too.
know, and
She
her and
really
Anthony
will.
are texting me right now, talking about this and this and this. You guys, call the number and call in and say what you want to say, and we'll listen to you.
We certainly will. And Anthony should have a problem calling on in the number.
I know.
Anthony, the number is 323-293-3375. Just pick up that phone, man, and call.
Yes, we are going to talk about the show that's coming up. We will talk about it.
Okay, well, you guys, I'm going to try to call in every chance I get. If I have a moment on Friday, I'm going to call in, okay?
Sounds great.
Appreciate
Latrice.
you,
Really
Latrice.
love
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Okay, sweetie, and have a good show, Linda.
All righty.
Have a great
Okay.
weekend, Latrice. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, Linda, the church are you a part, like a ministry or of the church?
I am a member,
Okay.
and I came to this wonderful congregation through my association with Anthony Penn, who's the associate minister,
Right.
who's now the senior minister. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
just
told
the
it this
world.
weekend. He told me he made that announcement this weekend at
Yeah.
the conference.
And so I've been doing this jazz honorees for 7 years. And
Yeah.
so when the pastor and first lady asked me to do it for our church and bring it as a ministry, I thought, what? I get to do what I do in the comfort of my church, and we don't do it in our actual sanctuary. We have a fellowship hall that we turn into a nice layout.
Okay.
We have tables and chairs. We have a good time. Those who have come to this is our 7th one, and it was so amazing that my pastor said, "Let's just do it for the whole year. Let's schedule every 4th Sunday for the whole year. Can you do that?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Pastor, that's a lot." I said, "But I had honored all these legends that I had the bandwidth to be able to have them all come back now and be a part of this series. So every series is full packed with nothing but the legends that we've honored, with a few exceptions. So like on this show, Les McCann. Who doesn't know Les McCann?
I know Les McCann.
I honored Les McCann in 2012. Mikhail Majid plays piano. Charles Owens is a saxophone, is a big band leader. Donald Dean played drums with Les McCann back in the day, who is his own phenomenal drummer. And Steve Cotner, which is a guitarist who was a requirement to have for Les. So they are the music to each of these shows. And the people we honor, they come and they get to know these jazz and blues legends that they didn't even know existed right here in the midst of us. And so when I started putting this together, I was like, I got to do both. First, we were just going to do the jazz legends. I was like, no, I want to continue doing the honorings as well, that we can continue that work of showing our younger generation the legends that are still here. And some people get tripped on the word legend. In 7 years, some don't feel that they're legendary enough.
And who? Hello?
We got a call.
Yes.
There he is.
Hey, Mr. Penn, we're talking about you.
Welcome to the Business Zone, sir.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Anthony. Yes.
Yeah,
Speak up. Are you on your
Anthony
speakerphone?
Penn.
Yes, I'm on my speakerphone. Is that better?
There you
Yes,
go, Anthony, because we
much
know
better,
you got a much stronger voice than what you were doing just now.
Oh, I bet that was weak. Yeah. Yes, so I called in to talk about the both of you. Gilbert, I don't know you yet, but I'm looking forward to getting to know you one day.
You will, sir. You will, real soon.
These two ladies,
Yes.
oh, don't let me get on my pulpit and start to work on these two ladies.
They're phenomenal, huh?
Oh, my goodness. Listen, I met Linda as a result of the Power Networking Conference.
Yes.
And so for 2 years, every time I went, everyone would say, well, do you know Linda Morgan? Do you know Linda Morgan? You need to meet Linda Morgan. And so finally, I got a chance to meet her, and we were able to collaborate, invite her to the church. She fell in love with the church. She's created the Jazz Vespers that takes place the fourth Sunday of every month, and it is an outstanding event.
Wow.
Now, one of the things I love to brag about with our little church here, we've been on this corner for 70 years. We're United Church of Christ. I'm not going to get into the breakdown in the history of the denomination, but suffice it to say, we came over on the Mayflower, and we have 12 signatures on the Declarations of Independence. So as a denomination, we have been fighting for religious rights and freedoms for over 600 years. That being said, this little church on this little corner has our fellowship hall that is over 70 years old, and the acoustics in that building with these legends in and of itself is something legendary. And we do this for $25.
Wow.
That's the amazing thing. That's the amazing thing.
That is
but
nothing.
Let me talk about
huh?
That's nothing. That is nothing for 100 years of experience of performance that's on that stage.
Yes.
But I want to talk about Crystal, and I want to talk about Linda at the Power Networking Conference, because it's out of the Power Networking Conference I was able to collaborate and become the co-creator with Barbara Lindsay, who was the founder of the, help me here,
Black Expo, Business Expo, yes.
Black Business Expo. And so I got to meet the legendary Barbara Lindsay and collaborate, and out of that we created, with George's blessing, the Power Networking Los Angeles, and Crystal has been a great supporter of that endeavor, where we put on networking opportunities where we learn how to earn, where we learn to earn. What is that saying? Help me, Linda.
Earn, learn, and return.
Thank you. Thank you. Learn, earn, and return. I just like the way she said that. Learn, earn, and return. So at the conference, this is so phenomenal that as well as I know these two people, I probably, out of the 1,100, 1,200 people that attend, I probably get to see them twice a day, 3 times a day. I would see Linda and Crystal at the morning workout, which was truly fantastic. We learned how to do high-intensity impact training, which had its impact. But then I see them maybe 3 times the rest of the day. That's just how phenomenal it is, and that's just how busy these two stayed doing their power networking.
So they're pretty good at what they do.
Let's say it one more time, please.
He said we're pretty good at what we do.
Oh, they're excellent at what they do. And then there are people, and then here's another thing that's a misnomer about the Power Networking Conference. You do not necessarily have to have a business.
Right.
You do not necessarily need to come and be ready to do some power networking. You don't even need to be ready to network. For me, what was phenomenal about my first experience was that as soon as I got there, I felt like I was home.
Right.
Yeah.
That feeling of everybody in the room, no matter what your endeavor, no matter what you're striving to accomplish, no matter what it is that your dreams and goals and desires are wrapped around, everyone in the room will make you correct around that. You will have billionaires that will tell you that, hey, that's a good idea. Have you met so-and-so and so-and-so to help you get that to fruition? When I first showed up, I was an Amway salesman. I didn't have any other business other than I sold Amway because I believe in attacking the health problems that we suffer from as a people. I mean, we're last on the list in terms of our health. You know, we suffer the most from obesity, from high blood pressure, from heart attacks, from stroke, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
We can change our nutrition, but again, I don't want to get on that soapbox. but here's the thing: when you stand up in some circles, especially among us, and say, "Hey, listen, I'm selling Amway," we don't run to each other to circulate dollars.
Right.
We do not. But when you walk into the power networking, that was the first time in all the years that I sold Amway that they made it okay. They made it right. They made it like, yeah, you're serving a purpose. Yeah, you're helping us be healthy. Yeah, that's excellent. If there's any way I can help you, let me know.
And then they actually walk over and introduce you to the person you need to know right there on the spot. They will go drag them from another side of the room and say, okay, you guys need to do stuff together. Get to work right now.
I like that.
So it's not I'm going to have someone call you kind of thing. And Anthony is absolutely right. You feel at home. Now, we're going to have Anthony on the show because in addition to being the new senior pastor at his church, Anthony is Mr. Toastmaster of America.
All right.
He teaches you how to speak and express and articulate yourself so people hear every word you are saying.
Right.
And also at the same time helping you feel comfortable to be able to get up in front of people and do a presentation that will help you grow your business.
Yes.
Am I right, Mr. Anthony?
Yes, I'm a Toastmaster because of him, yes.
Okay.
You are absolutely correct.
Your influence is spreading. Your influence is spreading, sir.
Well, thank you. But I love Toastmasters. I belong to two Toastmasters organizations, First Class Communicators out of Compton. It's usually at the Compton Library, except for the first Saturday of the month is held here at my church, Morningside United Church of Christ, 8722 South Crenshaw Boulevard. But the other weeks it's held at the Compton Library.
Right.
And also I'm a member of Meg Talks, Making Entrepreneurship Grand, and that's held at Healthy African American Families.
Right here in Leimert Park.
Right there in Leimert Park, 4305
That's great.
South Degnan Avenue, Suite 5.
So when we have
Suite 105.
When we have you on the show, we're definitely going to have people because, being able to speak in front of large crowds is important as an entrepreneur and also feeling comfortable because one of the things, if you go to a PowerNet conference or any kind of conference, but you got 13, we have 1,100 people there this weekend, to be able to walk up to them, to get to know them, feel comfortable with the words coming out of your mouth, to be able to clearly articulate what your business is, and then for them to be able to get it on the spot and then take you and introduce you to someone. That's the power of the Power Network. So that everyone walked away. Hopefully everyone walked away with something that they did not have when they got there, and that they can carry that. It will carry them through to the next year.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure with that being said, Mr. Anthony, you're going to give us a date when you're going to come on the show?
Yes.
Okay, we're looking forward to that, sir.
Yes, but now I want to finish with Linda. Before I get off, I want to finish with Linda because personally what she has done for me is that I own AnthonyPenn.com.
Oh, good.
And so if anyone wants to reach me for any reason, I'm so proud to be able to say you can find me at Anthony. At AnthonyPenn.com.
And you own that.
Yes, and I own that. So I don't have to do all that C or AOL or Yahoo or in Gmail or what any of that, I could just tell them it's AnthonyPenn.com. Anthony at AnthonyPenn.com. And here's what it does for you. When you're in business for yourself and you have your own domain, people, they raise an eyebrow because now they're prepared to take you seriously.
Right. That's
because
great.
now your first step of ownership is owning yourself.
Yes.
Correct.
And Linda did that for me.
Well, I'm gonna have to. I have Mitchell, my last name, but I don't have my first name, Crystal Mitchell, secured nowhere. You got you do because your company is called Gilbert
and
Buchanan.
Associates. Yes.
Don't say that too loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me go. Let me get it for her before we get off the air. 'Cause I'm like, nope.
Because I hadn't even thought about that. I'm like Mike Robbins. I hadn't even thought about that, man. Okay, well, the things that you learn when people come on the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
and
Oh, yes.
he didn't even own Mike Roberts. I had to tell him, you need to secure your own name. Mike Roberts, you have built a $1 billion empire, and your children's children is going to need to have that for them.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true. And actually, he's in, there's a documentary that came out, 7 a.m. He's actually in that. He's talking about buying real estate in Detroit. And it's him and another guy out of Detroit. And they're talking about how they're taking back Detroit.
That's great. That is great.
Because, and with this going on around the country, with all the what do you call it? Gentrification. It's important that we start locking down stuff. But that's one of the things that the Power Network is all about, is protecting our legacy.
Exactly.
Linda, let me ask you this question. And I met a guy, he actually came to an RBD meeting, a Recycling Black Dollars meeting recently, and he had created a tabletop book. Anthony, you were probably there on that day. And what he did was he asked a question of celebrities. If you could spend an evening having dinner with, and you would fill in the blank, what would that dinner look like? And who would that person be?
I remember him.
Remember him? And so he actually, I can't remember his name right at the present moment, but he did a tabletop book. And it was just, he went all over the country talking to
different celebrities,
asking who that, and then my mom, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and he actually put that. It was just a paragraph of what that, the synopsis of that conversation was, and then a picture, and that became a tabletop book. But that there it was, putting our legacy in print. So maybe that would be a great fundraiser for the musicians, is create a book. A tabletop book with all the jazz musicians that you're encountering.
Oh my God, it's so funny that you said that. It's because all these years of doing this work, I've been thinking in little parts about how to help preserve the legacies, because I had these big goals and dreams around. I'm going to get them all their own websites, and we're going to make sure that their royalties are in place, and their family's going to know about it. So it was really lofty goals and dreams that I had around this. But to even just think about something as simple as helping them to have a foundation in their name and start creating products now while they are alive, to be able to help them in their lives now.
Right, exactly.
Their shows, the shows that they perform on, just making those available around the world. I have so many ideas that came out of Power Network in my head. It's already...
I know. You come away there, boy. Everything that you thought you could have been, you just like, oh, man, that's a good idea. But I think that would be, and even if you didn't do just a book, a digital book of that, where you could actually maybe, something that resembles a Facebook.
Well, Felicia just told me about audiobooks, so hey.
And there you go.
It's already on the cracking. I got you, girl.
We have another caller, and who's calling, please?
My name is Thea Evans.
Hey, that's my BFF.
Oh, Linda's BFF.
BFF.
I like Linda's friends. They follow instructions well. So we're going to make sure that we find out how Linda got all her friends to call in. Because nobody else we call and have had on the show calls in to support their people.
Hey, girlie.
Welcome to the Business Zone.
Thank you. Welcome. You guys have a great person on there, Miss Jazz Preservation Extraordinaire.
That's right.
Yeah, she's one of the best at her craft.
This is my BFF for over 35 years.
Wow.
And she actually helps me.
Please don't tell her. You tell her my age.
No, we not. I just said over 35.
That means you're
I already told him I was
36.
55.
Yeah, you could have been 5
You told
when
her
you
what,
were.
Miss? You told her what?
I said I already told him I was 55, so you 35 more years that I've known you.
You know, I'm a year. How old am I? 57.
Yes.
55 and 57.
But this is a girlfriend who
Did you-
supports
did you
me.
invite her- I'm sorry?
No, I was telling him that you are a girlfriend who comes and supports me with the jazz series. She works my door. She's been doing it for the whole 7 years that I've been doing it. So she kind of knows all the players and the people, and she gets my money.
That's what friends
You
are for.
invite everybody to the big one that we're having on the 31st.
Yes, July
that's-
30th.
July
On the
30th.
30th. On
Okay.
the 30th. Actually, that's going to be excellent, as well as honoring Pat Prescott, Linda's birthday. You know, and it's going to be a great celebration. I tell you, I'm just not trying to promote it. It really is going to be really good. I'm telling you that. And it's going to be great food as well, and great people, and you'll have a fantastic time.
That's great.
Well, wow. And it's going to be your birthday, Linda?
Yeah, that's just the legacy part of it that I thought about when we spoke earlier about if I'm going to be doing this, you know, for everybody else, I have to create something for my own children.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so because I don't even like to party on my birthday, I like to give to other people, I just decided having a jazzabration around my birthday.
That's great.
And so
Oh, that's
every
good.
July, I do a jazzabration and I honor. Like last year, we took over LACMA. They
wow, how
They was about
nice.
to run us out of there. They had me to told me to stop, have people stop calling them. This is just out. It just gotten out of control. And we were red and white and black are the colors. So it was a sea of people at the LACMA at the Free Friday Night concert
Wow.
with red on who had came to support. And I had honored 5 women that day
That's great.
at that show. So I just turned it into a big celebration. And I always give back. To me, if I'm going to be doing something, I'd rather be doing this and giving back to people who have given so much to this jazz world.
Right.
I can't take y'all calls on the phone now because I'm on the air.
I called in to support her. And
Yes.
and love her. And you guys, I tell you, I'm not really promoting, but all who are listening, please come out to the show. It's going to be a fantastic show. You'll have a wonderful time and be around wonderful people.
Yes, and tickets are $20 in advance now, and they will be $25 at the door if we have any. But I don't plan on having
Any left?
tickets at the door. We only have 150 seats,
Okay.
and we really don't want more than that because it becomes uncomfortable once you have
Right.
to stand up and try to eat. So the first 150 people, that's what we want. That's what we need. We already have about 7 tables sold, so we're down to only about 5 or 6 tables. So if you want to get tickets, you can call 740 Vespers 740-837-7377. I was able to get the word Vespers in my phone number. Now you knew that was totally God.
Yeah,
To be
wow.
able to-
I'm sitting there going, how'd she do that? Okay. All right.
Guys, thank you for having Linda on your show. Linda, I love you, and I'll look forward to seeing you later. Thank you for having
Thank
her
you
on.
for
All right,
calling
girlie.
in.
See
You're
you
welcome,
later.
and call us again next week.
So food is included in this?
Absolutely. Girl, don't
So-
even get me to start crying about the food. Chef Rico is the bomb. He was referred to me from Greg at Doolin's.
Oh, I know Rico.
Yes.
I know
girl,
Rico. Rico
throws
food is
down.
good. Yeah,
oh
I
my
know
God.
Rico.
We are so grateful for you, Rico Walker. Yeah, I'm shouting you out. He has come in and just prepared the food for us. Healthy. You know,
Right.
because I eat healthy now.
Yeah.
I walk, I drink vitamin water,
Yeah.
you know. And so for him to come in and agree to do this for us, and we're not, people, please, we're not making tons of money. This program is strictly to put music and to keep the music alive. Every dime that comes in, our church is not making oodles of money. This is a ministry. I give the money right back out to the musicians, to the food, whatever it goes to take to make the program work. So that's what this is about. It's a ministry for our church. People have never even been to Inglewood.
Right.
And they're coming to because they're the jazz series.
Yes.
Let alone people right in the neighborhood have not come out to our church.
That is great.
That live across the street.
Wow.
But because the jazz series is there, they're now coming, which is what we envision this to be about.
Right.
So I am so grateful to be able to do what I love at my own church with people who love and support me.
Well, you're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, these people are testimony to that. So, Anthony, are you still on the line?
No, Anthony hung up.
Oh,
because
he
the
hung
other
up.
young lady. So we're going to take a quick break and come back. And
Yes.
wow, we've been having such a great time.
This is
We're
great.
already
See how
30
quick time
minutes.
flies?
Right, time always flies. But this is fantastic. And I just think anytime we embrace a endangered group of people that belong to us and we embrace them to take care of them, that's phenomenal.
Yes.
That's phenomenal. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
This is a business zone.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Back from a little break there. Linda, this has been just amazing. So, we have another call. Who's calling in? Linda's popular. We should have her on the show every week.
Hello, caller. Who's calling and where are you calling from?
I'm the pastor.
Hey, Pastor. How are you today?
Good. I've been watching your show just now on my phone, and I had to call in.
Great. It's a phenomenal show, huh?
Don't make me cry, Pastor.
I want to tell you a few things about Linda that she won't talk about.
Yes.
Now, when Linda first came to our church, after I finished one sermon, she said she's so glad to be here. She loves my sermon. She said, I didn't know what sin was until I heard your sermon.
That's phenomenal.
And the other thing is, Linda's hair was very dark brown or black, But as she's been working on these Jazzabration programs, it has turned gold.
And that gold represents money, right?
So Linda is an extraordinary woman.
She is.
Boundless energy.
Yes.
And she's very intelligent.
Yes.
She taught me a few things about life, about computers, about everything. And I love Linda.
Oh, thank you, Pastor. Don't make me cry on the air. I hear First Lady back there. Is she there with you?
I'm sorry?
I said, I hear the First Lady in the background. Is she there with you?
Oh, yes.
So proud of you, Linda. The program is so wonderful. We've never had so many people in our church at one time. It's just wonderful.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's exciting, and the people who are being honored, it's just a privilege to watch it. It really is. It's just, it's fun and it's meaningful, and it is bringing people to our church that we've never met before, and we're just really thrilled about it. We are.
The program, and maybe Linda mentioned this, is patterned after a Lutheran church in Manhattan.
The Jazz Vespers.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, a huge sky scraper office building is beside the church, and some years ago they offered to buy the airspace above the Lutheran church, which has been there for well over 100 years.
Really?
They offered to buy the airspace above the steeple of the church, so no one could ever build anything higher that would block their view.
Wow.
And they took that money, rebuilt the church, and they started a jazz program every Sunday evening with a mixture of scripture readings and jazz, and it's wonderful. And when Linda came, she knew about that. I said, let's do the same thing.
Wow.
So she lets me read portions of scripture. No sermon. She insists that I can't read.
I like that where she let you read sermon in your church. Okay, that's pretty good. Linda carries some power, man.
I use a very contemporary paraphrasing, and then I pick out verses that people think, oh, that's not in the Bible. Of course, I confirm that it is in the Bible. It's just a wonderful 2-hour session every last Sunday of the month.
Wow.
And you guys have to see the program. He puts the program together.
Uh-huh.
This man is 80 years old,
Wow.
and he has mad...
Wait.
81! 81 years young.
Wow.
And has mad... what do you call it?
Coordination skills?
Skill to do our program.
Wow.
Literally, it's a 10-page program that he every month he does and put together. Nice quality gloss, and you would not believe it.
Pastor,
Wow.
I want to, when I grow up, I want to be just like you.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm going to have to come. I'm going to be out of town for this particular event, but it seems like you have one on the 27th
Of August.
And I'm in town then, so I'm definitely going to make my way there.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's so funny because I was telling somebody recently, their churches have to be innovative nowadays to get people into the church to hear the message, to hear the word, to hear the unity.
Yes.
But you cannot continue to do the same thing when some congregations you look around and they're empty seats. Then you got to be more creative. Pastor, I grew up at First AME under Pastor Cecil Murray.
Oh, yeah.
And Dr. Murray was an innovative man to fill up the seats to grow that church to 15,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't just about Sunday service. It was about all the programs, all the outreach into the community, opening the doors for everybody in the community that grew that church to be 14,000.
Right.
You have to be innovative today. And the church is the core of what we know, and when we come to a church, our church, that's where we should be. Information about us is being disseminated. Things that we should be passionate about should come there because we already know it. So, but we got to draw the people in. So I take my hat off to both of you and give you homage for what you're doing, thinking out of the box. Because however you do it, if you put in your scripture there, they're hearing the message amongst the jazz.
Yes.
That's great.
Way to do it, but it works.
Yeah. However you have to do it, as Malcolm said, Malcolm X says, by any means necessary.
Well, thank you very much, Pastor and First Lady, for calling in. This is a wonderful tribute to Linda, and we really, really appreciate and recognize her for the great deeds she's been doing in the community.
Well, I thank you, by the way, and I've been watching on the streaming. And that woman in the middle is a very pretty woman.
Very pretty woman. That's my co-host. That's my co-host, Crystal.
You can hug her when you see her in August.
I'll give her a hug for you.
He's feisty for 81 too, isn't he? Thank you, Pastor.
Okay. God bless you all.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for
Pastor.
calling in.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Is that beep that we're hearing another caller? Okay. Somebody else has called in.
Oh, boy. Wow, Linda, you're well loved at your church.
Oh, thank you. Like I said, God has really just blessed me to be able to do this for our church.
This is great.
And to have the support that I've, because I used to really literally do these things by myself.
Right.
With a few people that would kick in here and there, but to actually have a whole team.
Yes.
When you meet the First Lady,
yes,
I am her on steroids.
Wow.
She's
First
phenomenal.
Lady, I'm sorry. You are on steroids. She moves around much quickly. We have another caller.
Oh, we've got another caller. Caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Gwen Traylor, also known as Lady Sunrise. I am a jazz vocalist, and I am in the San Francisco, Oakland Bay area.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the show, Gwen. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I want to thank the two of you, Crystal and Gilbert, for this wonderful broadcast. And I especially would like to thank my sister, jazz enthusiast,
Linda Morgan.
Preserver of the faith, torchbearer. Yes. I want to thank you just for your presence and your wonderful energy, for having a heart to preserve the legend of jazz in so many of its forms. I know you emphasize the legends in particular, but it is so far-reaching in regards to what is necessary to maintain, preserve, and glorify America's original classical music.
Absolutely.
Jazz.
And obviously, Linda, you have created a business that definitely there was a problem.
Right.
And this is truly the solution.
She's solving that pain.
Yeah, just amazing.
Thank you.
Because a lot of times we don't know that. We think it was a problem, but obviously not having the recognition and being able to protect them is something that was there, definitely vitally a void that was there. And so you are filling that void. Well, wow, girl, go ahead.
Thank you, Miss Gwen Traylor.
We're on Facebook. That's where I saw you.
Okay, because I was just ready to say, I got a second request from you, and then I saw you said don't accept it. So I didn't.
Thank you, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, that's what's so important even about legacies on Facebook. Your name on Facebook, somebody else can take it and create another request, and it's not you.
Exactly.
Send it out and make your friends think that it's you, and start collecting your friends.
And then collecting your information as well.
Exactly. And then they're asking your friends for money in the messenger box. Please always know, Linda Morgan, Jazz Living Legend on Facebook, will never ask you for money on Facebook.
That's right.
only to attend our events. Other than that, I would
Right.
not be stuck anywhere because I have a lot of friends and resources that will be able to help me to get from any part of the country. So I would never do that. So if you see any of that kind of stuff, it's always good to let people know. If you know them, call them personally and let them know. I do it all the time with the legends.
Yeah.
And I'm watching for them and protecting. Oh, somebody got your account. Do you need me to help you?
Yes.
Shut it down? Do you need me to call, get in there and do?
Yes.
Because I don't even talk about the social media stuff that I do in the background.
Right.
It's because I would be super, super busy.
Yes.
But I appreciate you, Gwen, by letting people know that that wasn't you sending that second request. And I look forward to networking with you, my sister, on Facebook as well. And we have another caller, y'all.
Sounds like we have another call.
You have sparked, ignited a great spark here in the Bay Area. There's so many jazz vocalists and jazz musicians, and it just seems like it was dying. But just your presence and the energy that you're exerting in the LA area, we caught fire up here. And like I said, I won't go into everything now. This isn't the place, but I just want to thank you. And not only that, I'm going to send you a big hug and kiss because you got the same birthday as my mom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I will reach back out to you after the call. So let's chat for sure. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And maybe Miss
Much
Linda, you
love
gonna
and
have to
many
go on the
blessings.
Much love, Gwen.
Much love to you all.
Thank you, Miss
Thank
Gwen.
you.
Miss Gwen Trailer, thank you so much.
Power. Blessings.
Thank you.
We have another caller?
So we've got another caller? Or?
They hung up. So you're going to have to go on the road, girl.
Yes.
Well, when I started this work, even though I'm doing it here locally as one person,
Yes.
I wanted this to be done all over the world.
Yes.
Because there are jazz and blues legends everywhere, everywhere you turn around. And so it was my mission, and it's still my goal, is to do what I do here locally across the country. I'm international, and it's not to brag or anything about it.
Right.
It's just that I put in the work
Yes.
to make sure that we are international.
Exactly.
We're known all over the world. When the jazz legends get calls from out of the country, and people call me because my social media pages that they're linked to me, they call me. I had an example of, and I should have texted him and told him to call in, but one of the famous drummers, Jimmy Smith, created a Facebook page for him. Somebody called him from out of the country to do a CD. He ended up having a 5 CD deal out of that call.
That's amazing.
And it was only because I had created a Facebook page. And so I had started trying to do that. Like I created one for him. I created one for Rose Gales. I created one for Clara Bryan, who's now, I'm glad her sons, Darren and Kevin, they love their mom.
Yeah.
They take care of that page for me because I cannot manage all of it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I only did it so that a family member could take it on and start keeping that legacy alive. And it is amazing how social media helps with the promotion of these artists.
Oh, yes.
Every time I flash this card, I print 1,000 of these, but they go out on the internet all over the world. So when people see these names on here, they're like, who is that? I don't know that person. Or let me Google it.
Yeah.
Who is Les McCann? I don't know nothing about Les McCann.
Yeah.
But to know that Les McCann is legendary, and if you know the song compared to what, he's going to sing it. I talked to him the other day. So I am so excited that even in their years of challenging health-wise, that they can still want to come out and do what they've been doing for their whole life. And a lot of them, they come out monthly just to get out of the house. And that was another reason why I was doing this. I wanted it to be monthly. But back 7 years ago, it was financially impossible to do it every month.
Well, we applaud you for the great work you're doing.
But now that it's monthly, I get a chance to bring them out every month for this one celebration. And it's been amazing. So I am truly humbled and I'm truly grateful.
Definitely.
And it's never about me.
Well, I wanted to be at this event on the 30th, but I think I'll be in Vegas that weekend. I'll be doing I'm going to a graduation. We just completed a 8-class series, and they're having a graduation the 27th, around about that time. So, unfortunately, I can't make this, but the next
Well, you have 5 more dates. We got August 27th, September 24th, October 22nd, November 26th, as well as December the 17th, which is going to be our culmination all-time favorite. We're going to do a black and white ball to culminate this whole series. So it's going to be off the chain.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to put that on my calendar.
Yes, so save the dates for those. But I just wanted to also say that a very good friend of mine who I need to shout her out, Davi, I did not text you to tell you to call in. Miss Davi Davenport. Phenomenal. Red carpet hostess. She has her own live TV show on Thursdays on cable. She's syndicated already.
Oh, yeah?
She is my host. She hosted my birthday 2 years in a row now.
Oh, wow.
Out at LACMA, and then when we had it at Lavender Blue last year. So I am so honored and privileged to have her to come back and host.
Great.
Her, along with the pastor, will do the scripture readings and the back and forth. But I am so honored to have her as a part of this year's celebration as well.
That's
so
phenomenal.
Davi Davenport live.com.
I'm going to be in Baltimore again. I'm going back to Baltimore. We're taking on the 30th. We're taking 13 young tennis players.
Oh, wow.
Our elite tennis players actually to play in the ATA, American Tennis Association 100-year celebration.
Wow.
So it's going to be pretty phenomenal. We raised the money ourselves to get the kids there, and it's just going to be, some of these kids didn't even know who the ATA was and what it stands for in the black tennis world. So
that's
this is
going to be awesome.
pretty relevant. It's going to be pretty awesome. And they're inducting into the Hall of Fame Venus and Serena's father into the Hall of Fame for the ATA. And Serena and Venus donated $1 million to the ATA. So this is
huge.
This is big. This is really big, and we want to be able to come back for our program. We have a urban tennis program where we teach kids how to play tennis. It's called the P. Brown Junior Tennis Program, and the kids can they can play tennis. They learn to play tennis for free. They have their own coaches. There even is an adult team, and we have our own team. We're going to be playing team tennis, the tournament tennis, starting in September. We have our own coach.
Maybe I'm going to have to start so that I can encourage my 16-year-old to get some tennis behind his
right,
belt.
exactly. Because if nothing else, sports is a great avenue to exercise and also scholarships for college. So we're going to be staying at a black college, Morgan State. They're going to host us, the team, and so we'll be staying there. We're going to go in on that Friday to the African American Museum. We already got our tickets and everything, so we're taking the kids there, and then we'll do some touring around Washington and possibly get over to Howard. So the kids, the youngest age is 9 and the oldest is 17, and so that they can see DC and see all what it has to offer.
That's amazing.
So that's where I'll be on the 30th. We're leaving out on the 27th, and we'll be gone for 9 days.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'll fly back in just in time that Thursday before the show. So I'll be back on the 2nd.
And for those of you who are listening, I'm sure you've been listening to this wonderful show today. This is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and we started the show a year ago. July 8th.
Last week was our anniversary.
Our anniversary was last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we're planning on doing an anniversary special for the show, and we're trying to convince Felicia to do like a what do you call it? A live broadcast somewhere. So if we can
make that happen.
Oh, okay. We can make it happen, Felicia. So
yeah, we've had some phenomenal guests, and we want to thank everyone that was a guest on our show for over a year. You helped us be able to be here still today and to go on into our 2nd year. And it's been pretty phenomenal. I mean, we get a lot of input. We're still growing the show.
Want to do it on a Friday?
Yeah.
At an off location, Felicia?
I got you. Off location. That's what we're talking about. And Felicia has, a little production she want to put together too. So if we can team up and do all of that together, that would be great.
Absolutely.
So we're thinking maybe somewhere around September, October, because that will give us some good planning time to launch this and get it out there. And with your help as well, Linda, we can do this thing.
Absolutely.
We can do it.
And if you guys don't know this, we got about 5 minutes more, but if you guys don't know this, the Morris Media Studio is a hidden gem in our community that gives you that opportunity to come out and host your own show, broadcast. You could do audio podcast, or you can do a visual audio podcast. But I will tell you, one of the and she has a green screen studio. But one of the amazing things is the marketing tool that having your own podcast provides you. It's a branding tool that is just phenomenal. I go into places and like, oh wait, I saw you online. I was talking to someone that was going to substitute for my class at Mount Sac, and I was telling her, she wanted to get out and do what we do, and I said, oh, I have to introduce you to Gilbert. She goes, Gilbert, isn't he that guy that speaks everywhere and he trains everywhere? Like, yeah. She goes, oh my God, I would be so honored to be part of that team. So you don't even know that people, we don't always know that who's watching the show, or when I put it out on YouTube, or when it's on this Morris Media Studio. We don't know, but
that is so phenomenal, because when I walked in and saw Felicia, she didn't remember me. But I used to do a show that one of my girlfriends, Barbara Perkins, if you're out there listening.
I know Barbara.
She did a show with Felicia at another place.
Yes.
And it was called Sisters at the Well.
Oh.
And it was on Sundays from 2 to 4 every Sunday. And so Barbara invited me to come and do a Sisters in Jazz. One Sunday out of the 4 Sundays.
Yes.
And so I used to do this with Barbara, and then she left me and said, oh, you got to do it by yourself.
Now, isn't that also on? Because I think Jackie and I went. Jackie, my co-director, doesn't she do something annually, an award show?
Yes, We See You Awards. But she did it for 10 years, and she stopped. And that was her signature show that she would do.
Okay.
But her organization was Sisters at the Well.
Yeah.
And we would that was her show. So we'd bring sisters on and talk about every different thing. But, hey, Barbara.
I think the last one I went to was at Skirball.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that was an amazing an event.
Yes. And she is now going to be honored by the Regalettes on August the 13th.
Oh, okay.
They're all-white party that they've been doing for many, many years. Yeah. Barbara Perkins, she will be there. I'll be there.
Yeah, Bobby Parks.
See, Felicia, I didn't know you were so connected, girl.
It is such a small world out there. If you are part of the in crowd or on the peripheral of the in crowd, everybody knows everybody. That's why networking is so important. So now we're going to take all of that energy together, and we're going to do some phenomenal things together.
Let's make it happen.
Definitely.
And George taught me, when I first met him in 2008, the whole concept of networking, he said to me, you are a mini me.
Yeah.
You got this down and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you talking about? He said, oh, you know everybody. You just don't know how to turn them contacts into contracts. That's what I'm going to help you to do.
Yeah.
It's just to be able. But I still, to this day, I will give somebody a phone number to somebody, turn them on in a minute. But now, no, there's some dollars associated with that number connection.
Exactly.
It's not that simple anymore. I don't just give it freely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because it's a process.
Yes, it is.
Networking with a purpose.
That's right.
And that's what I tell my pastor all the time when I'm going out and passing out these flyers and giving out and getting tickets for the show.
Yeah.
I'm networking with a purpose.
That's right. There's something.
I have to fill 150 seats again. Sunday, July 30th.
Yeah.
RSVP.
Yes.
All seats. Don't come walking up to the door, people, thinking that you will have a seat.
That's
I just want to say, because my goal is to be sold out by the 20th. I have 5 days.
Yes.
And I want to be sold out.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
well, we're going to make sure you get a copy of this video, and you can use it however you need to. I can clip it up for you and to emphasize it, but that's exactly networking with a purpose. I learned 30 years ago. I adopted George's
Definitely.
method, and so when we started the show, I actually literally had about 2 years of guests. If I just got on the phone and start calling them, now they're kind of coming to us. So that makes less work for me, but that's what networking with a purpose is to be one of the things George said to me was, you should be able to pick up your phone and call anybody that you want to call, and they should be in your phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it should be. So we have come to a close today.
To the end of the show.
And it has been an amazing show. Thank you, Linda, for being on the show. And we are going to definitely help you fill those 150 seats. And I'm going to be there for the 27th, and I'm definitely going to be there for the 17th of December.
Absolutely. That's going to be huge.
And for those of you who've been listening to this fantastic show, this is the Business Zone with Crystal.
And Gilbert.
And Gilbert. And this is the Business Zone.
We'll see you next week.
We're out.
Bye-bye.
Hello. Meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.